All right. So, Anastasia, why have you brought this case to court today?
Well, Your Honor, the gentleman, and I use gentleman very loosely, has avoided for 30 years to pay child support for his own child. And that's not very impressive to me.
Understood. So, elaborate more. What happened back then, these 30 years ago? How did you guys get into a relationship? Where did it start?
We worked together in a factory. I was actually the COO, and he was one of the supervisors on the floor. So we would interact probably a couple of times a week. And he was very witty. I enjoyed his wit. I enjoyed his calmness, how good he took care of his workers that he was responsible for, and how if there was an issue, he took care of it. It was impressive. And anybody that can make me laugh has my attention. Unfortunately, that took a turn.
Okay, you'll have your turn, Mr. Willie Earl. You'll have your turn.
He's real good at that. He doesn't like to wait. There's a reason I called him Quick Draw after our little encounter.
All right, Mr. Willie Earl. How did you two meet?
I don't know this woman. You're gonna tell me 30 years gonna go by. Willie Earl don't know this woman, and she trying to get a piece of my cheddar out of the clear blue sky. Come on now. I don't know her.
Mr. Willie Earl, did you work with this lady? Did you work with her?
Maybe a little bit.
Anastasia.
I wouldn't say work. I would say get bossed around a little bit. Call herself a supervisor, whatever the hell she do. Willie Earl don't know this woman, and she ain't getting my money.
My goodness, now you seem pretty adamant about that.
That's right. I am adamant about it.
Have you ever been with her?
Been where, Your Honor? Spent
time. You know good and well, Mr. Willie Earl, what I mean now.
Well, here's the deal. Willie Earl don't bunny hop. So, she ain't my type. And I'm telling you right now, I might have had a drink with her once in a while, but you know, she always chasing after Willie Earl, running around the factory, trying to put drinks in front of me and Cavassiers and barbecue ribs and all this other stuff and get me interested. But the reality of it, I don't know this woman and she ain't getting Willie Earl's money. You can forget it.
Willie Earl, what do you mean you don't bunny hop?
Don't
You're
bunny hop?
one shade away from a bunny.
Shit, man. Better watch your tone.
All right, watch your language, please. We are in a courtroom. All right, so I want you to elaborate, please, on this bunny. So, are you saying she's not your type? What do you say?
Earl, don't be chasing them little snowflakes. I like a sister. I like a thick, juicy sister. That's my kind of woman. So I don't know all these allegations and ramifications coming at a brother. She must have lost your damn mind, girl. Coming after my money.
All right, language, please. Language, please, Mr. Willie Earl. I understand, but language. Okay, so
How do you deal with a man that talks about himself in third person? I mean, honestly, from that is Jump Street is just wrong. I'm not over here going, Miss Anastasia. Willie Earl needs to settle down and talk about himself as a person, not as Willie Earl. That's just creepy, Judge.
Hold on now.
Now you understand why it was only one and done other than...
You know, why she keep talking about Willie Earl, the master of ramifications of what I can do? You know, son, you were satisfied that one or two times you get a taste of that barbecue rib.
See, I thought you didn't remember it. I thought you didn't remember it. It was one time and it was fast.
Yeah, that's all you're gonna get is one time.
Okay, Mr. Willie Earl, all right. Everybody's gonna get their say. All right, so now, did you two ever sit or stop to talk about this child, first of all, and then child support for the child? Did he know, or is this information new to him?
It's not new to him, Your Honor. I knew pretty quick that I was pregnant and that the only person that it could have been was a fast draw there. And when I tried to sit down and talk to him about it, it was like a completely different person all of a sudden. The person who used to make me laugh and used to take care of his workers changed into, wasn't me, don't know you, don't know nothing about it, I don't want nothing to do with this. No matter how I tried to explain to him, he had everything to do with it. And this was his child who needed to be supported to grow to adulthood and go have a life where he doesn't call himself Earl. And he just like when we were together, it was that fast he disappeared.
So, From what you're saying, that's the reason that he was withdrawn?
Well, Your Honor, when I first told him about it, he wanted to take it all public and be a part of the child's life, but I couldn't let that happen. I was the COO of the company. I would have lost my job for, being with somebody that was an employee.
All right, Mr. Willie Earl. So according to you, is that the real reason?
Your Honor, she ain't telling you the whole story.
What's the story, Mr. Willie Earl?
Up there lying, looking at me with them long-ass nose on your... Listen, let me tell you something. The bottom line is this woman was married. She was sneaking round the corner, messing with Willie Earl's ribs, trying to get with me, because she wanted extra sauce on the ribs. And I gave it to her a couple of times, and it was okay, but I ain't trying to get no relationship. I ain't trying to get no relationship. Your Honor, she trying to get my money. I got $200 I've been saving. She's trying to get my damn money. I'm tired of it. You need to do something about this woman.
So she's trying to get your $200.
She's trying to get my damn $200 I've been saving for her all the time. And I'm telling you, Your Honor.
Okay. So is this true? Were you married?
Oh, yes, Your Honor. I was absolutely married, but I wasn't worried about my marriage. I was worried about my job as a COO. My marriage was to a 90-year-old man who knew he couldn't do nothing for me and knew I did things outside of the home. So that wasn't my worry. My worry was the job where I made a heck of a lot more cheese than he did. I don't need his money. I think he should stand up and be a man and pay for the child that me and my husband raised for him.
All right. So I want to come back to the conversation. So you had a conversation with her about the child and child support. So tell me more about that.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Your Honor, come on now. Think about this. 30 years later, not 5 years, not 10 years, not 2 years. 30 years are going to go by and then, hello, I need you to pay some child support. So, Your Honor, let me ask you a question now. Because she bringing up 90 years old, 85 years old, 202 years old. Let me ask you something, Your Honor. How old do you think I am?
Well, I don't have to answer that question. It's in the paperwork, so I know how old you are, Mr. Willie Earl.
Okay, 75 years old, Willie Earl from Georgia. Let me tell you something right now. I can do it today, I can do it tomorrow, any time of day. Some dude talking 90 years old. I do it when I'm 90 years old. She lying, yeah. That thing right on up, Your Honor. I got you. I'm good to go.
It does get right on up, and then 10 seconds later, it's done.
Hell,
it is done.
That's all she care about, Your Honor, is that longevity. How long she can get her urge on. That's all she wants. She used it.
Okay, you two. Is there a personal conflict here that you guys believe between one another? Let's start with you, Anastasia.
I believe that he took it personal when I had to fire him. I think he thought it was because of what had happened between us, and it wasn't. It was just that his job performance completely changed. He decided that he's gonna hang out back at the dock and smoke weed instead of being inside doing his job. So I think he took that personal instead of realizing he was the one that caused his job loss.
I see. And so what is your take on
You know, the thing about it is here, Your Honor, I'm not her penis provider. I don't give it to her 24 hours. That's all she wants. She wants in and out, in and out, in and out. That's all she wants. And when I stop giving it to her, that's when she fired.
You stopped giving it to me 10 seconds after you started.
You know, young lady, you need to get you some of them toys.
All right. So is it true? Were you frustrated because he wouldn't sleep with you on the job?
No, ma'am. I was frustrated after the first time. I didn't want him the second time. He left me frustrated then. Why would I go back to him for more?
Sounds like there was something thrill in there.
He didn't have more to give.
Okay, but he must have recharged quickly because it sounds like there was a quick turnaround.
I told you, one and done. He was in, he was through, he was gone.
Okay, so for you, you're saying no conflict. So, sir, is it true that you were smoking marijuana at the job?
Listen, I was smoking in the designated smoking area. Okay, in the designated smoking area. And don't forget what you used to call me, Hot Link. Bring that Hot Link over here, Daddy.
That's
Bring
what
that Hot Link.
Once I have
Oh
it, I
my God, I'm so tired of this bunny hopping woman right here. Wanting my Hot Link when she wanted, then she wanted over.
All
over.
right.
I get the bunny reference now. Quick. Bunnies are fast. Now that's why he likes the bunnies.
That's right. Okay. Order here, you two. Oh my goodness. This is something. All right. So, okay. Anastasia, is there anything else you have to add or you want to share today?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for giving me that choice, Judge. I would like to add that our son looks just like him. He's got the dark hair, the green eyes. He's about 6'2". My husband, who's since passed, was about 5'8". He was blonde-haired and blue-eyed white man. Our son is not the son of my dead husband. Our son is Quick Draw McGraw's and my son. Judge, our son seems to be exactly like his father, very quick on the draw. He's gotten his girlfriend pregnant just like his dad got me pregnant. And it didn't take long after they started dating. Remarkably like his father.
Oh, wow. All of these low-lows. Willie Earl.
Yana,
Yes.
she is a lucky woman. She is a lucky woman if she got a baby with Willie Earl. She got the best looking, look like El Navarre. She got the best looking little boy running around. You should be lucky. You need to thank me instead of trying to get my damn money. Yana,
It's deep.
one more.
Tell you what, it's getting real deep. Mr. Willie Earl, go ahead.
What time you get off of work?
Oh my goodness.
Go file for it, Judge. It'll be over before you get dressed.
Oh, I tell you
Hey,
what.
to mind your own damn business, talking shit to a Willie Earl like that. I'm trying to get a date with this fine woman. And that was 30 years ago. Years ago. Oh shit.
Woo, this doesn't get boring.
It'll take you longer to clean up afterwards.
All right, and now with
serious.
okay, Mr. Willie Earl, Anastasia, what are we going to do here? All right, before I make my final judgment, Mr. Willie Earl,
Yeah.
is there anything else you'd like me to know about Anastasia?
Yana, she held my job over my head and said if I didn't put out and give it to her, she would fire me. It was a pity. It was a pity sex. I did it because I was forced to do it. I would never in a million years. I'm looking for a fine soul sister like you.
Mr. Willie Earl, I told you about this before. Come on now, come on. We're in a courtroom setting, and you've got one issue that's 30 years long, so I don't know about all of that.
You sure look good to me, Yana.
Well, thank you, sir. But listen, that's enough, okay? Mr. Willie Earl, you ready for this one? Now, I'm gonna need you to let me get this out, because we know you get upset and want to express yourself. So she is asking, Anastasia's asking for $90,000
Oh, Lord.
in back child support. In back child support. So, but one thing that's not established is paternity. So we're going to get that paternity test, and if it turns out that you are the father, Mr. Willie Earl, guess what? You're going to have to up your game. $200 won't cut it. It will be $90,000. And that's because you signed that birth certificate.
You know something, Judge, you evil. I don't want to go out with you anymore. I changed my damn mind.
Well, I didn't have anything to do with that, Mr. Willie Earl. It's okay. It sounds like you're saving me from a couple of things, so that's okay, too.
You got that right, Judge.
All right, you two, how do you feel about this final judgment? You first, Anastasia.
You see how quick he is. Man, he's quick to answer something when it's not even his turn. I feel good about it because that money is going to go towards his grandchild.
Well, okay.
I don't feel good about it. You're cutting into my money here. You're cutting into my rib money. You're cutting into my going out money. What's the guy going to have to do? Your Honor, can we compromise?
Well, get that paternity test and we'll take it from there.
Okay.
Case dismissed.